Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome. The story today we are about to talk or see or hear is about a woman who suffered 12 years from the customary thing with women. Rachel called it the customary thing with women. If you remember in the book of Genesis chapter 32, when Jacob was running away with his wife, Rachel stole the gods of her father. So the father chased them, and when the father was searching their luggages, she hid it in the bag of the camel and sat on it. So the only way the father can excuse that bag or would not search that bag, she said she was in the stage of the customary thing with women. And the father won't search that bed because the daughter will not be able to get her for that stage of woman condition. So he left the bed. That's how Rachel called it. The customary thing with women. Back to the topic. I posted a video that explained how Jesus healed a demon-possessed man in the region called Decapolis. After the citizens of that region appealed to Jesus because of fear to leave their area, he agreed with them and he left and crossed by boat to the opposite side of the sea. Before his arrival, people gathered there waiting for him on the opposite side by the sea shore. What happens there was one of the presiding officers of the synagogue named Jairus came to see Jesus. On catching sight of him, he fell at his feet and pleaded with him many times, saying, "My little daughter is extremely ill. Please come and put your hands on her for that she may get well and live." At that, Jesus went with him, and a large crowd was following him and pressing against him. I think you have seen a large crowd following a person or moving. The energy can cause pushing and pressing. That was what happened to Jesus in a crowd at the time. In the crowd, the woman who suffered for 12 years from the customary things with women joined the group to follow Jesus. as well. Her thought was to get killed, not to see, not to see what Jesus was going to do. The woman's utmost concern was to touch Jesus' outer garment. Then she will get killed with that faith overriding her. According to Mike 5, verses 26 to 29, let's see what the reading says. In the Bible of New World Translation, verse 26 reads, "She has suffered much at the hands of many physicians and has spent all her resources, and she was not better, but rather had become worse." When she heard the report about Jesus, she came up behind him in the crowd and touched his outer garment. So we're going to read that in the King James Version, which is the KJV. In the King James Version of the Bible, it reads, "And has suffered many things of many physicians, and has spent all that she had, and was nothing better, but rather grew worse." When she had heard of Jesus, came in the press behind, and touched his garment. For she said, "If I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole." And straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of that plague. So from the NWJ, I'm going to read from 28 to 29 as I did in the KJV. NWJ says 28, say, "For she kept saying, if I just touch his outer garments, I will get well." And immediately her flow of blood, the customary things with women, dry up. And she sensed in her belly that she had been healed of the grievous sickness. Isn't it interesting for somebody to say, if I just touch the clothing, just to touch the clothing, I will fight hard to touch his clothing, I will be well. That's faith. And she did. She touched his clothing, and everything was dry off. She sensed that in her body that she was healed. Let's see what verses 30 to 34 say. It says, verses 30 to 34 say, immediately Jesus realized in himself that power had gone out of him, and he turned around in a crowd and asked, "Who touched my outer garment?" But his disciples said to him, "You see the crowd pressing on you, and you ask, 'Who touched me?'" However, he was looking around to see who had done this. 33. The woman, frightened and trembling, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell down before him and told him the whole story, of her sickness. She told him the whole truth. 34. He said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed from your grievous sickness." After this, woman fell to the feet of Jesus and told him the story. He had pity on her and told her to go in peace and be well from her grievous illness. And she went her way, something that she suffered from for 12 years. The physician couldn't cure. She spent all that she had, and it continued to grow worse, become worsened. And just a word, Sunday Spirit talking about Jesus, and Jesus is coming. I will join this crowd. If I just touch his outer garment, I'll be well. That she managed her way within the crowd that were pressing on Jesus. And she touches the outer garment. She have that sense of being cured. But when Jesus noticed that power left him and started asking, and his disciple responded to him, he was still looking. The girl got frightened and fell to his feet and explained the whole story. Jesus make it official and say, "Go home, daughter. Because of your faith, you are well." Are you willing to trust in Jesus to get healing? Be like the woman who touches his outer garment and get well. It's left with you to be determined like that faithful woman. Your faith can lead you through. It is not only being sick and get healed, it's fine. If you are sick, you can pray to God through Jesus to get well. But there are many other things that we go through as human. These tribulations, these hardships are problems that we need to pray for so that we can be guarded and protected through Jesus so that we may be well. from our thoughts. If we put faith, our mind can be free of anxiety. Our mind can be free of depression. Our body can be free of sickness. So let us imitate this woman who had faith and joined the crowd, touches the outer garment of Jesus, and got well. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for watching this video from start to end. I hope, I hope you imitate this woman example who did not see Jesus but believed if she touched his outer garment, she will be cured and she will be well. And she was well as she touches the outer garment. Please subscribe and give thumbs up. This channel is all about Bible based, and besides the Bible reading, we will not be talking about any funny stories. Only stories in the Bible, chapters, verses. That's what this channel is all about, telling people what God works look like. So please read the story again so you may have great knowledge of what you saw and listened to. Thank you again. Bye.